and welcome to another episode of FooBar. In today's episode we are going to interview Slobodan Stojonovic. I hope I said it right. If you're interested in watching more content about serverless, cloud computing or software engineer practices in general, subscribe to my channel in the red button below. I post a video every Tuesday. So let's get started! This is another episode in the interview series. If you don't know what is this series, it's a set of interviews I made to people that are referenced in the serverless industry. I collected these interviews during re:Invent, so that's what you will find, some re:Invent questions. If you want to find the other interviews I did, I leave you the card with the link to the playlist here and also in the description box. Slobodan is a really amazing guy. He is a serverless hero and he is the author of a book with Manning and called Serverless Applications with Node.js. Slobodan give us a nice discount for people that want to purchase his book using the link I provide in the description box. So if you're interested in that book, go and check out that link. Also, I will leave other links to find Slobodan online. So now let's get to the interview. So hello and welcome and thank you for being here.
Hello, thank you.
Yes, please introduce yourself to my audience.
So, I'm Slobodan Stojonovic. I'm CTO of a small Canadian Serbian company called Cloud Horizon, and I'm also now CTO of Vacation Tracker. It's a small product which is fully serverless. We do like a small vacation tracker inside Slack, so you can ask your manager to go on vacation, and then they can approve that through Slack, and then of course everyone has notifications and things like that.
Cool.
And beside that, I'm also a serverless hero, same as you. So I'm doing a lot of serverless things, and I wrote some book about serverless. And
yeah, we will talk about that a little bit. So, how you got interested in serverless? Because you got interested quite early on.
Yeah, so it was in 2015. My friend Gojko Ajic came to our meetup. I'm organizing JS Belgrade JavaScript meetup in Belgrade, Serbia with my friend Aleksandar Simovic. And
that Gojko is the co-author of the book.
Yes, co-author of the book and also a serverless hero with us. Gojko came to our meetup and presented Claudia JS, which was a small deployment library for Lambdas. So we tried it, and Aleksandar and I made like a small chatbot layer on top of it, and then integrate that back to Claudia, and that part is now Claudia Bot Builder, and then we continued working on Claudia and integrating serverless everywhere.
Cool, that's nice. Are you still working with Claudia?
Yes, we're still trying to maintain the framework because it's like, it's not a framework, it's more deployment library, but a lot of people are using it, so we're trying to maintain it and support it, and we're also trying now to support AWSM with Claudia because AWSM is not like, it's a framework, but it doesn't know how to pack like Node.js dependencies, and Claudia is really good with that, so we're trying to like use Claudia to help Sam to build all the dependencies.
Because Sam doesn't have the deployment very neat yet.
It has the deployment, but it doesn't have build step. Yeah. So they added build step for Python, but yeah, they're working on some other for some other languages. But in the meantime, we are using Claudia to just pack everything.
Nice. So you have some plugin for Sam and Claudia.
Yeah, it's not a plugin. It's basically a Claudia command, Claudia pack, which is not really core of the Claudia JS. It's like a command that packs any kind of serverless application with Node.js, and that's it.
So that's basically the difference between serverless framework that is not like a framework itself.
Oh, this is just a small, simple library that deploys things.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your book.
So yeah, we wrote a book about, the initial idea was to write a book about Claudia JS, but it kind of changed in the meantime. So we wrote a book about like building serverless applications for Node.js. The book is called Serverless Applications with Node.js, and it's published by Manning Publications. Should be out of print really soon, probably before this video is out.
Yeah.
And
but it's available online.
Yes, it's available online, and I guess we can provide a few promo codes for people.
We can leave it in the description box.
Definitely.
I like that you did that. You are a YouTuber already.
Yeah. So we kind of tried to. At the beginning, we didn't know how to write. We wrote our first 100 pages, then throw everything away, then wrote them again and throw everything away again, and then we managed to figure out how to do like not just the technical things but the story. So our book like is focused on beginners, and but it's also useful for people with more experience. But it starts with like your imaginary Aunt Maria that has a pizzeria, so you need to help her to like build a backend for a mobile application for her pizzeria. So we take people through different situations, then we introduce some chatbots and Alexa skills, and finally we do like explain some migrations and things like that. So
it's a cool book for everybody who wants to get started with serverless. And my camera just decided to got drunk. I read a lot of blog posts about you wrote about testing, and that caught my eye because you have really good explanations on like testing. So I would like you to talk a little bit more about your feeling on testing serverless applications, because that's a very hot topic, I think. Yes.
So for me, it's really important to have like well-designed serverless applications so we can test them, because there are a lot of integrations, so we need to be sure that we're testing everything. Because for example, I deployed some chatbot for Facebook Messenger a long time ago, like 3 years ago. It's connecting to NASA API and showing some images from Mars.
Cool.
So people started using it for no reason, I don't know why, but it works perfectly. So Lambda never failed, but Facebook changed a few things in the meantime. So a few times I needed to fix some things on the Facebook, like settings and things like that, for my chatbot to continue working. So the issue with serverless applications is that after some time, they will still work, but some other things that they're integrated with can change. So testing integrations is really important, but also monitoring everything and things like that is more important than ever.
Do you have like some good practice, like one or two that you can give out?
So what we are trying to do with JavaScript, but that works for any other language, is to use hexagonal architecture.
Yes, you had a talk about that.
Yeah, so it's called hexagonal architecture, or ports and adapters, because instead of like bundling everything in the same function, you kind of have like ports for each function where it can receive some things, for example, event like Lambda trigger, SNS event or something like that. And also it can connect to some other like repositories. Let's say you want to save some data to a database, we have like database repository. And then when we want to test that, if we want to do some kind of unit tests, we can mock those adapters that connects to those ports. But if we want to like do integration tests, and if we have like dozen of lambdas that are using the same integration, for example, parsing SNS event or something like that, I don't want to go to each of those lambdas and test that integration. Instead, I want to test everything with some kind of local trigger, so local adapter, and then I want to have like separate SNS trigger adapter that has its own tests, unit tests, and integration tests with SNS.
So your talk in re:Invent was about that?
Yeah, one of the talks was about that.
Yes.
We had like 2 talks, and actually 1 talk and 1 workshop.
Yes, but I read that the hexagonal architecture was testing, so I think that's something we can also leave in the description when it's available, so people can check out this hexagonal architecture.
Yeah, I don't think it's recorded, but there will be
are all the sessions recorded?
No, chalk talks are not.
Oh, there was a chalk talk?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I have a blog post written for AWS blog that should be out really soon.
Cool.
So it talks
I
about
think
that.
it's very interesting, and I think that's a very big problem for everybody testing, and the integration testing is so crucial, because we are used to have our little monoliths that everything is kind of contained, but now it's like testing in production and monitor it.
And you can use hexagonal architecture to test anything. It doesn't need to be Lambda. It can be like any kind of microservice or even a normal service.
But that's really interesting.
Thanks.
What is your biggest pain points with serverless? Like, what are your challenges?
So technology is improving so fast. So I gave some talk like almost 3 years ago with some like things that you shouldn't do using serverless, like real time. Then it doesn't have SLA, so you need to be careful about that, and a few other things. And I think I can cross off all those things today. So I don't have like really big bottlenecks with technology. It's more like the biggest challenge is how to explain people how to think in a serverless way, because I have a team of like almost 30 developers, and I'm trying to teach them how to how to assemble applications in a different way, so they don't need to solve some problems that we solved in the past with other technologies, because we delegate those problems now to some
Yeah, and to trust maybe some services that they can do those things for us.
Exactly.
And what about all the announcements from reinvent? Which ones
They're
get you
awesome.
more excited?
So I'm a lot into small startups now because we're building that vacation tracker and a few other things. So I'm trying to find shortcuts to build things faster. So for me, the most important things was probably beside like DynamoDB, which is fully serverless now, which was awesome.
Finally.
Finally. So one of the most important things is nested applications for Apropos, because now I can just reuse some components that we have and the components that other people built.
And what about the layers?
Layers too, but I think nested apps are more important for me because I'm trying to like build small parts of actually small applications and deploy them to Apropos. For example, we have like Slack/command built as a small application repository app, and now we can just install it whenever we need a new /command and things like that. But also beside that, I saw that they announced forecasting and recommendation engines, which is really, really awesome because we want to do some cool things with vacations. Like imagine instead of just letting know people when someone is on vacation, we can maybe predict how many people will be on vacation next, like let's say July or something like that, and we can learn from other like small companies and things like that.
So that's a lot of things to try out.
And also app sync and many other things because that helps us to build dashboards and things like that much faster.
I think there's so many announcements to make things faster that it's just like I don't know how we will manage to learn them all.
We will not. But some other people will do some cool things, and hopefully they will publish that on Apropos so we can just install it and try it out.
But I think that Apropos takes the function to do one thing and one thing only concept very good, because if you have very small functions, then you can reutilize them and compose everything and really embrace that pattern of simplicity. So.
My friend Alexander is talking a lot about atomic design with like Apropos apps, which is kind of makes sense. So you build like a really small parts of the code and you can assemble them together now.
Exactly. So it's really
like
cool.
Lego bricks.
Yes, I think serverless is all about Lego. So now we have better tooling.
Definitely.
One last question. Tell me about your experience in reInvent. Is this your first reInvent?
Yes, this is my first reInvent and first time in Las Vegas. So it was really great. It was great to meet all the people because I know mostly people from Europe because we see each other on different conferences. But I'm often talking to some people from US on Twitter or on Slack on some other networks, and it's great to finally put like a
face.
real face to see all those people instead of just looking at avatars. And that was great. And also I met a lot of people that I didn't know before. And I think reInvent is mostly about networking and people. Because everything else, they announce new things, but you can learn that at home.
And then coming all the way here is just to network, and so that's something very important.
And also AWS did a really great job with helping us. They did a lot of things for us, community and serverless heroes. So they organized many things for us. They like let us to watch keynote from the first row and things like that, which was really
nice.
Awesome.
So we cannot complain to be in
Definitely
the first row.
not.
But so thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And I'm very happy that you were in our video interview. And
thank you very much.
See more content from you.
Thanks.
This was the video for today. I hope you like it. If you did, give a big thumbs up. And also for me, a thumbs up means that you like this type of interviews. So let me know by showing your love. I want to make more interviews for you, and I'm planning on making a second round of interviews around the middle of the year, but I would love to know who you want me to interview. So let me know in the comments box below. Around here, there are other videos from my channel for you to watch, so go ahead and click on it, and if not, I see you in the next episode of FooBar. Ciao, ciao!